So all the spark plugs are out. This oil right here is nothing to worry about. What happened was when I was filling up the oil on the engine one time, I accidentally spilt some down in there, and so it made a little bit of a mess. Because as you can see, the valve cover gasket on both sides is completely clean. So it was just my little oops in there. So if you come over here, you actually look at the spark plugs. So this is 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You can see that they actually look pretty good. These ones, of course, 1 and 2 are a little oily, but that's because again, as soon as I popped them out, oil just kind of went down in there because of my stupid mistake with not being more careful when I fill up the oil. So all around looking pretty good. I'm going to replace these with more coppers to get them ready for the tuning session. So that was the biggest pain in the butt. So, got these composite gaskets. So I got a little bit of an exhaust leak back here. I'm gonna take these off, go with the MLS ones. Clean up the surface a little bit. Oh man, this was a rough one. And over here is the turbo and the manifold. Stay away from these HKS knockoff things. This one caused me nothing but trouble, would not hold boost. Car was just super laggy. So I'm gonna get rid of this, get rid of this. I got the other manifold sitting up there, so I'll put that one on. It's really amazing how similar these two wastegates are. Here's the Rev 9 eBay one. Here is the Spa cast one. I mean, the turbo almost sits in the exact same location. The wastegate flange is almost in the exact same location. Also got the twin scroll. Do notice with the flanges though, this one's a little bit more wide open as opposed to this one, which is not. Don't think that'll make a big difference. Actually, this will just give a little bit more sealing surface, but yeah, so it's pretty crazy. You know, this one has the supports built in here, while this one, since it's cast, doesn't need any supports, but they did put some bracing here since all the weight of the turbo is going to sit on it. So pretty cool stuff. All right, so I've done some test fitting And these two studs, I had to swap out the stock ones, get some shorter ones, because they were hitting the manifold. So now that I have these two, I should be able to take these nuts and be able to stick them on. And be able to bolt it right to the the head. So looking good. And here's the OEM manifold gasket ready to go. All right, so the manifold is on. That was the biggest pain in the butt. That little one right back there, getting that one to twist on. Oh, ended up having to go underneath with a ratchet or with a little wrench, and I was able to get it in there. The rest of them all look good. That one came on nicely. So yeah, all set. Get the turbo on. All right, so here's the wastegate that crapped out. Thing would only hold about 2 pounds. It was one of these knockoff eBay HKS wannabe pieces of whatever. So yeah, it didn't do very well. I was able to trick it to boost up to 10 pounds, but you know, when you're trying to push, 15, 16 pounds and all you're getting is 10 pounds and it's coming on real laggy because the spring is super weak, yeah, you just doesn't work. So what I ended up doing is just pulling it, and I'm gonna do the tile, and I'm probably just gonna toss this. One thing that sucks is that I tested this thing before I put it on the car, and it tested about 11-12 psi on the spring, so the spring must just not be able to hold it and gave out real easy and just wore out real quick. So yeah, well, sometimes with eBay you win, sometimes you don't. So everything's all back together again. I've just got to put the strut bar back on and rehook up the battery. But what I need to do right now is I'm going to need to mess with this flex fuel sensor down here, because for some reason it keeps cutting in and out. So I'm going to go ahead and mess with that right now.